we shall start. Distinguished guests, welcome to the high school session of the Dialogue of Civilizations platform. I think this platform, this session will be the most intriguing session of the day. I believe, and it's not because I'm here, it's because probably we'll have very different speakers than usual regular meetings. And these speakers are students. They are not PhD candidates, they are not graduate students, nor undergrads. They are the high school students. They came here to give their speeches because they were already very busy with writing some essays about the problems of the society in which we live in. And before we while we were planning this platform, we decided to bring something new to the table. And we decided that it would be a good idea if we make the high school students speak. Instead of being part of the problem, they can be the part of the solution. We believe that high school students can easily do that. So that's why we tried to bring the best of the Houston's high school students. And right now you are seeing the 5 of the best high school students in Houston. And it's an honor for me and also for Gulen Institute to have these students in this facility. It's an honor for us. And high school students today, they will address you about some of the social problems, especially the family relations. This is our main topic, family relations. And under the main title, they will talk about some issues such as internet addiction, including the online social networks such as Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, and also game addiction. They will talk about isolation within the family, which is the result of this internet addiction, because when you are confined to the room all day and just play game or connected to the online social networks, you cannot do anything else other than satisfying your daily needs. That's it. You don't have any communication opportunity with your family members. So we decided that our students will also provide some kind of solution offers to this problem as well. And any effort without the solution efforts of these students will be insufficient, considering, because sometimes governments or civil societies even might be insufficient to address the problem. So we decided to go deep to the center of the problem, and we decided to go ahead with the students and listen to their ideas and opinions. Like I said, improving family relations was our main title. There were 6 sub-topics under this main title, and of course, probably we are not going to cover all 6 topics, all of them in deep relationship, but they will at least try to cover most of these topics. What are these? Isolation within the family, internet and game addiction, special memories with grandparents, school environment and friends, extreme individualism, and the health of the family and its impact on the social problems of younger generations. So these students right now, they will offer their own solution offers, and also they will also tell their own personal stories, including the the memories with their grandparents and some other situations. Before I introduce Tom Gage, who is the professor of English in Humboldt State University, I would like to go ahead with the schedule of this session first. First of all, we decided to divide these topics into 2 categories, and first 3 students will make their speeches about their papers, and then there will be question and answer session. Again, in the second part, there will be other 2 students who will be delivering their papers, and then there will be another Q&A session. So, and then at the end of the high school session, we are going to complete the session with award ceremony, because we also have honorable mention students among us. So they couldn't come to the stage because we had limited space. So we also decided to give them their much-deserved awards, and we are going to give their awards. And also one more award type will be going to these students' teachers, who zealously, who enthusiastically worked very hard and encouraged their students to write something on these critical issues. And this is not going to be debate type session, and because all our students are the winners right now, so they will just present their papers. I'm saying this because some of these students are already debate team members, so they might go in a mood in a few minutes if the topic gets hot. So, and also one more friendly warning to you: these are not scholars or top-level intellectuals. So when you're asking your questions, please adjust your questions to the high school student level. Don't ask the meaning of life or such other questions. Thank you. And before giving the floor to Dr. Tom Gage, I'd like to talk about his relationship with this session, first of all, because this is Steinbeck Review, this literary magazine. In this issue, there is only one article which belongs to Dr. Gage, and it is about Steinbeck knew my dad better than I did. So it is entitled Steinbeck knew my dad better than I did. It's about the East of Eden, a very famous novel of Steinbeck, and there are a lot of allusions, references within this novel. And in this novel, Steinbeck is talking about his family and relations. But Steinbeck says, I'm quoting from his work, I want to start on my long novel, the one I have been practicing for all of my life. It is the Salinas Valley one. I think that if I'm not ready to write it now, I never will be. I'm nearly 50 and I have been practicing for about 33 years. And my wish is that when my reader is finished with this book, he will have a sense of belonging in it. So you can easily find Steinbeck's family, and also when you read the novel, you will also find some part of from your family, from your relationships with your family. That's why Dr. Tom Gage is the perfect fit for this session really, because he also had a chance to see all the papers, and he gave very valuable comments and insightful interpretations of what the students tried to say. So we got a very valuable feedback from Dr. Gage. Let me read very briefly his bio before giving the floor to him. Dr. Tom Gage, Professor Emeritus in English at Humboldt State University, earned all his degrees at the University of California, Berkeley. As teacher, dean, and consultant, his career includes working at the elementary, secondary, and tertiary levels in both private and public education. For 4 decades, he has been a member of the Curriculum Study Commission, a professional education organization responsible for conducting the more than half-century-old Asilomar English Conference near Carmel, California. A founding member of the consultancy in global programs, he has lectured widely, including Turkey, Greece, and China, where he was a resident lecturer on comparative education. He is the principal architect of a master's degree in the teaching of writing in the English department at Humboldt. He founded the Redwood Writing Project, one of the pilot sites of what became the U.S. federally funded National Writing Project. He is a recipient of awards for dedication to international programs from his university, for excellence in classroom teaching from the California Association of Teachers of English, and of a Fulbright in American Studies at the University of Aleppo, Syria. In the last 3 years, Gage has delivered papers dealing with the subject of his topic on 4 continents. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Tom Gage.
Thank you very much, and I want to express my appreciation to Ali Janda and for the Gülen committee that has put on this conference. This is, I've been to a couple, and this is a brilliant assembly of outstanding presenters. And I think this innovation of having youth come in and sharing their ideas and their own writing is a great one. I would encourage you, as he just mentioned, the Silmar conference that I've been involved with, I asked Alf Atlandolen and Dr. Yetkin Yildirim to speak at the Silmar conference a year ago. And I want to just kind of make a pitch. I think the Gülen Committee has been so wonderful in bringing us all here. I would encourage you to invite them to your conferences, because I think so important is to have the words of Gülen and his influence spread around the country. I am startled by how many people still do not know of this giant. I think that we could start off with a quote from the Hoca Efendi Fethullah Gülen, where he addresses this very important theme that our authors are going to be dealing with and sharing with you. The future of every individual is closely related to the impressions and influences experienced during childhood and youth. If children and young people are brought up in a climate where their enthusiasm is stimulated with higher feelings, they will have vigorous minds and display good morals and values. And I think that after you hear the presentations today, you will have a clear evidence of these young writers conveying their thoughts. My work for the last 40 years at Humboldt State University in California has been looking at a discovery that research in England revealed, and that is that traditionally we have been using writing in order to report on prior learning, using writing to report on what has been learned. In England, under the direction of James Britton and Nancy Martin with the London Schools Council, a longitudinal study studying student writing in 42 different schools in 5 subject areas: history, science, religious education, English, and geography, in grades essentially in the United States translated to 7th grade all the way through to first year of college, revealed incredible evidence that we learn through writing. Remember, we have been thinking about using writing in order to report on prior learning. The Britton study demonstrated unequivocally that through the act of writing, we learn. E.M. Forster said something to the effect when he said, "Don't ask me what I think until I've had a moment to read what I've written." There's a poem, too, I'd like to share with you by Josephine Miles, formerly on the faculty of the University of California, and a poet that people should go back to. It's a poem which I think resonates with ambiguities and elicits the kind of focused attention that each of these 5 presentations will be addressing. It is entitled Family. Now, all poetry is difficult to translate, so there are a couple of allusions. Seal Rocks, if you've been to San Francisco, is near the beach. It's a very dangerous undertow. The poem, The Family, by Josephine Miles.